Good morning, class. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Dr. Chief for the amazing content that was given in this class for me to be able to become a better overall communicator, better overall leader. Um, I learned a lot of different perspectives with the discussion questions with my classmates on how they feel, how different people feel, different demographics, different ages, and it's all appreciated because I said no one thinks alike. We're all not the same people. We all come from the same background. We all come from the same family. But to open up discussion in a lot of different topics, a lot of different things, allowed me to grow, allowed others to grow, and allow others to have a better appreciation for one another, just in general. Um, we've covered a lot of content in this class, a lot of appreciated content. There's really not a lot of stuff that a lot of things I could have thought about what we could have talked about differently or what we could have done differently. Only thing I really could think of at the moment is just uh, a more political a more political stance or a more political topic just because we're coming up on that election year, which is really gonna snug up on everybody just in general. I didn't know Trump was in office already for almost 4 years, so it's crazy. But um, my first time voting, I voted for President Obama when it was time for the vote for him. But I didn't do it just to. Well, I won't say I didn't vote for the. I voted just so I wouldn't have. Just so I can keep up with the Joneses, if that makes sense, or just keep up with what was going on around me because it seemed like everybody was voting. It was like a thing to do. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you were voting for, you just wanted to be the person to have a sticker to say, "Hey, I voted." You know what I'm saying? We voted. Oh, just so before I get into it, my perspective is just more political, just more political discussions, and how important it is for our leader to actually be a good leader, and not just a military person, chief of commander, chief. I do feel like the president does somewhat have the wrong overall position within our governing body, if that makes sense. Back in the day, a lot of our forefathers, they were commanders, they were generals, they were war vets. That's what they did. So, of course, going hand in hand with what America needed at the time, they needed someone that's going to, because like I said, war was very common just in general with America and everywhere else. Cause that's how you did. People fought, conquered, and they took over. So same thing, America was in that mindset because of people that was here first, of course, Native Americans, none of us was here just in general. That wasn't our MO. So we brought war and fighting and all that extra different stuff from where we was and brought it over here and tried to make it, you know what I'm saying, common. Um, so I do think so. My whole stance is pretty much the perspective and perspective of political parties, and then things that they say to watch on. Because, like I said, this Jack class has really helped me be a better communicator and listener. But back to what I was saying, I just voted just to, like I said, just not to be the one left out. As I got older, I realized how much political, my political person, my political stance means to me, how it affects those around me, my friends, my family, and those I love just in general. Um, this year, I will even more than ever. It's important that we vote and who we vote for. What I think what I want to talk about just each individual candidate. What you like about them, what you not like about them, as far as their leadership qualities. Overall, they're not going to just make the only person that's solely making decisions for us. Of course, they're gonna have the candidate's influence in um, the college, electoral college, or they're Democrats or Republicans, whatever parties, um, respectively. But also, their image plays a big toll in how the morale of the entire United States functions. You know what I'm saying? I would say the president is the organization leader, and it's his job to make sure the morale of the country, the morale of his organization, the governing body is the mood is good, everyone's happy, and I just feel like just Trump, just in general. I'm not saying just because he's white or different color skin than me. I just feel like he just in general has promoted a negative morale to his business, his people, where he's not taking the time to effectively understand the cultural needs of each individual or each communication people within the United States. He appeals to a certain people. And I wish, President, you shouldn't do that. When you're, I guess, when you're trying to get votes, when you start off, yes, you try to tag each different demographic, but you got to understand each demographic just in general. He's been using a lot of different words that's been effective to people. I watched on CNN the other day. He used the word infested, and the actual reporter started crying because he was talking about it, Baltimore being a infested area, and he always used the word infested to really the minority communities, or you know what I'm saying, just in a derogatory way. He don't understand the cultural language, how or environment, how that affects the people that he's talking to. Like I said, when you're the president, you got to think, especially in the United States, you got to think about so many different cultures because we're a melting pot. You know what I'm saying, you have African Americans, white Americans, you have Spanish Americans, you have different places, but you got other countries, they're Japanese, they're Europeans, they're England, they're saying whatever they are, they're Irish, you know what I'm saying? They don't have black Irish, you know what I mean? They don't classify like how they classify people in the United States. Um, so just the perspective on how different words can affect overall people, how you have to be careful. Um, I would say the discussion of this, what words in communities or how words can be changed or different jargons is understandable, or we need an overall collective language in the United States just in general. So yeah, that's just my overall perspective. Wish we had more political content, more political discussion, just because, like I said, this is important. And I'm not just a person that just want to persuade people to vote for who I'll vote for. I just want to give the opportunity, like I said, for someone to look at something at a different perspective and then make your own conscious decision based off the information that's provided for you. Thank you, Dr. T, once again for, like I said, the amazing content. Probably have you more and more in my classes. Everyone else, just comment below if you feel like my stance was pretty good or something that can be added in her class for the future. I don't want to go over my time, so bye.